There was once a small brick village. It wasn't too big or impressive, but it was full of hard-working villagers. They took good care of each other. They had plenty to share because they all worked hard. Different villagers did different things, they had different skills and jobs, and there was always a lot to do. So they valued each other's differences. They all knew how important they were to each other. They depended on each other. Because of this, they loved to get together to celebrate their work and success. They thought of their work and what came of it as a kind of gift they could offer to each other. Now, some jobs were dirty, some jobs were very dangerous, but they knew that what they were doing was taking care of each other and the world around them. They all thought their work was good, so they loved to share in each other's work and success. Not everyone had the same skills. Some had an eye for beauty. Some could make mechanical things last forever. Some were very brainy and knew how to keep things in a good order and plan for the future. They all knew they needed each other, and they appreciated each other. Everyone's work was important and necessary. When each one did their job, they were able to see it as a way of not only doing what they were good at, but also as a way to thank their friends and neighbors. They knew the work their neighbors did was just as important as the work they did themselves. They loved to be thankful. They loved each other. They loved what they did. Of course, things weren't always perfect, but they knew that they were always there to take care of each other and that they could count on each other. One day, one of the very studious townspeople, let's call him Trixie, thought things should change. It's not clear why. Maybe he thought there was too much free time, maybe he was worried they might not have enough food in the future, maybe he was spending too much time alone. But Trixie thought it was time to make more. He knew just how to motivate everyone. The townspeople were agreeable. They were going to try to get more. They were hard workers and good at what they did, so with just a little more work, they were able to produce a lot more. And they had a good time doing it. They were doing it for each other, and their friend Trixie had said it was a good idea. Just as they had done before, the hard-working villagers were able to make and gather just what they needed. But this time, things were different. They had extra. Still, Trixie felt like that wasn't enough. And he started to feel like everything they made should belong to him. After all, if he said the townspeople should make more and they made it, maybe all that extra stuff was his. And if they could make more stuff but they weren't, well, that's just like they were stealing from him. This made him very mad. Trixie said if the villagers weren't making all they could, they were lazy. If they weren't taking every fish out of the lake, every vegetable from the ground, or every fruit from the tree, they were being wasteful. There needed to be more and more and more. It still wasn't enough for Trixie, and when he realized that food will rot if you try to hoard it, he said the people should make money instead. They should bring in gold and jewels. He didn't care about working with his neighbors anymore. He could only care about how much stuff they could collect. The villagers would still get together, but they had less and less time to do so, and there was less to go around. More and more, when they were working just to make money for Trixie, it was harder to see how they were actually working to take care of each other. Their gatherings mattered less and less to each other, and eventually they didn't matter to anyone at all, not even to Trixie. For all his brains and ability to plan, Trixie didn't know what to do next.